In ancient Babylon, there lived a powerful king named Nebuchadnezzar, who was haunted by a mysterious dream. This wasn't just any ordinary dream. It was so troubling that it shook him to his core, leaving him restless and desperate for answers. But here's where things get interesting. The king didn't just want someone to interpret his dream, he demanded something seemingly impossible. He wanted his wise men to tell him what he had dreamed and then explain what it meant. Talk about a tough assignment, right? When none of his advisors could accomplish this impossible task, the king flew into a rage. He issued a harsh decree. All the wise men of Babylon would be executed. Can you imagine? An entire group of scholars and advisors facing death because they couldn't read the king's mind. This is where our hero Daniel enters the story. A young Jewish exile in Babylon, Daniel heard about the king's decree and knew he had to act. But instead of rushing to the palace with wild guesses, he did something different, something powerful. He went to his house and prayed. Daniel didn't rely on his own wisdom or cleverness. He turned to God, humbly asking for divine help. And in the darkness of night, God answered. Through a vision, he revealed to Daniel both the king's dream and its meaning. The next morning, Daniel stood before the king with confidence, not because of his own abilities, but because of his faith. He described the king's dream of a massive statue, head of gold, chest of silver, belly of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron mixed with clay. Each part represented a different kingdom, predicting the rise and fall of empires. The king was amazed. Not only had Daniel told him exactly what he had dreamed, but he also explained its profound meaning. In that moment, the mighty King Nebuchadnezzar fell to his knees, recognizing that Daniel's God was truly the God of gods and the revealer of mysteries. This story reminds us that when we face impossible challenges, true wisdom comes not from our own understanding, but from seeking God's guidance. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply pray and trust that God will answer in His perfect timing.